Hey fam, how's it going? Thank you for joining me. This is an all signs tarot reading. I may be a Virgo, but I got a lot of Libra in my chart and I just want to chill. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me. Let's see. I have a tendency to interpret these messages as words of encouragement. So if that is exactly what you could use right about now, I'm happy to oblige. Thank you for keeping me company. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and cut the decks. I've already pre-shuffled, but we're going to go ahead and cut the decks together, starting with the good old archetypes. The Mask. Wow, I don't see this one very often. I'm trying to remember if I've even pulled it before. Interesting. To the book. The persona, the performance, the reveal. We often think of a mask as something that conceals our identity, yet contemplate the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. It allows, the mask gives voice to that which was previously rejected. When this card appears, enact the side of you that is seeking expression, yet was never given a role to play on the stage of your life. You are in the realm of theater, so anything is possible. Speak with the other's voice, embody the other's limbs. You are taking part in the ritual of expanding the self. There may be mischief and deception around, and others may be trying on new masks too. No one is sure who is who. It's likely you've become so attached to a single mask that you need to fall face forward into this perception, bending time. Trust it. Interesting. Some of us have been really struggling when we're being told to be our true selves and follow through with the hopes and dreams that we've longed for, that maybe we've lost touch with as adults, right? The ability to be as carefree as we were as children. Hopefully you were able to be. If not, let's go back in time, and I want to talk to some people. I just want to talk. Give me 5 minutes. I wish, right? But I'm also autistic. So masking has a whole other side to it for me. I didn't learn that I'm autistic until I was already 40. So for me, it was an absolute struggle, because it's like, okay, if you don't know that you've been masking, how do you remove the mask, right? And 4 years later, almost 5 actually, I feel like I know how to answer that better. I feel like I've been returning to thyself a wee bit myself. Maybe that can help someone regardless of the way your brain works. Personally, I've also been kind of disappointed by how common it can be in our societies for people to wear different masks depending on who they're talking to. You know what I mean? They only allow certain sides of themselves to come out. I'm a bit honest to a fault, fam. So to me, it's like, well, why aren't you around people who you can just simply be yourself, right? Who are able to accept you for you and who you are. Are you an actor? Right? But I also tend to compare tarot readers to actors in the sense that we all are tapping into specifics, right? In order to share messages of different formats and different kinds, right? So when you're looking for a tarot reader whose voice resonates with you, that's a big part of it, right? We all have our different experiences in life that we can speak from and tap into. And sometimes I feel like it's really important to let go of the you. This brings me back to a point I already made, though. The you that you have felt that you needed to be in order to survive, in order to live, right? The you that the world or your family and supposed friends, fair weather friends, have led you to believe you need to be. I'm personally really trying to learn how to stop giving any fucks about what anybody thinks of me. You know, I know I'm not the only one. We genuinely care. We were born empathetic. You know what I mean? Not to manipulate, but to care. And throughout our lives, that in and of itself has been manipulated. And we get turned into people pleasers. And that's partly our own fault for giving into it in certain ways. But it's also a reminder that there have been people in our lives that just simply don't need to be there. Certainly not anymore. Because again, if the people surrounding you, especially those that you draw in closer to you, if they're incapable of accepting you for who you are, then they don't deserve to be that close. They certainly don't deserve to be in the bed next to you. But, you know, that's talking about like love and stuff like that. I'm not here to tell people how to live in their extracurriculars, you know what I mean? I mean, just be careful. Just be careful and handle things with respect. And I got nothing else to say. All right. Hopefully that resonated with at least one person out there. And let's check with the Oracle deck. This is the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. Wow, apparently it's time for us to see this card again. We see this card a lot. I know I definitely see this card a lot. There's so much that has happened, so much that has taken place, and I really like that these two are coming up together because I feel like this is going on with what I was saying. It's time to be you. There's nothing wrong with you. And I really wish that no one had ever made you, caused you, enabled you to think otherwise. Sometimes, you know, we grow up, especially if you're like growing up in a small town or you only know the area of the city that you live in, right? Then those are the only people that you deal with. And that's all that you learn, for some of us anyway, to expect. And it can be all too easy to lose sight of the fact that there's a whole earth out there full of billions of people, which can be overwhelming at times. But it can also be freeing, because Psych 101 teaches us that if I exist in the way that I do things, in the way that I think, and the things that I enjoy doing, there is bound to be others out there. Your soul family, right? What's on the bottom? Boosh, fam. I'm just boosh. You deserve sugar, not salt. Like I said, you're not doing anything wrong. You genuinely care. People have an effect on you. But I want you to remember, I want you to know that you also have an effect on others. That's probably why all of these people who have seemed so broken and like they gave up and they sold their souls, which is impossible, by the way. You know, your light is your light. There's no giveaways. There's no backsies. There's none of that. It's yours. And it's meant to thrive, right? You've had to deal with a lot of people who didn't know how to treat you properly. I always say, like, parents need to make sure that they're capable of showing their children respect so that their children know respect and therefore they know how to show respect, right? Bam. What time is it? It's clarification time. Let's do this. I like to think, it's YouTube. Let's lighten the mood, fam. Come on. I like to think of tarot as a bit of a story all on its own. Right? Sometimes every single card is its own chapter. Sometimes, you know, most of the time, they line up so perfectly together, right? Sometimes it's different parts in the same book with its own chapters, right? So fam, what is chapter 1? Wow. We're just going to start off with judgment, period. Apparently, this is a very particular art showing up on this card. Resurrection, rebirth, and if you're returning, you know exactly what I hear every time I see this horn. Do from the Final Fantasy games, right? Whatever resurrection means for you, rebirth, this, wow, fam. Are you kidding me right now? Do you think a point is being made with every single card being drawn today? My goodness. There's been so much that has occurred. And I, for one, am so thankful that you have made it this far. You've come so far and you've held on to your integrity. You know, even if it felt like sometimes you were bending, right? You didn't break. It may have felt like you broke, and maybe what broke were the pieces of you that didn't belong, you know, the barnacles that simply didn't need to be there. They weren't meant to have a chance to attach. Maybe you felt stagnant for so long, and now it's time to come up for air. Now it's time to live your life the way you want to, the way you have longed for. No one else gets to make that decision. That's one of the lovely things about being an adult, right? You get to choose what you do, what kind of home you have, what kind of, how you want to decorate, the car you drive. My only question is, are you really following your dreams, your hopes, or are you just fitting in the cookie cutter mold? Because something tells me it's time to break out of that shit. All right? It's time to live for you. What's the next card? Boosh. See? The Queen of Wands. I always like to point out that that's that's the Witch of the Tarot. To me, I might as well have just pulled the Magician. This queen has been through so much. She is a phoenix. She's made it out, and she is facing the sun. She's facing the light, and it's emanating from within her. She's even got a little kitty. Maybe you're allergic. That's okay. You don't need to have a cat for a familiar. I'm just saying, right? She's got this budding wand, and she is not only so secure and courageous within herself, and knowing what she knows, having the wisdom gained of everything that she's gone through, of the flames, fam, that she's able to be a kind ruler who wants everyone nurtured and cared for and thriving with that fiery passion, finding their own courage, right? There's a plane up ahead. What do you think that means? Right? Aw, fam, you've got this. Boosh, what did I say? Oh, okay, listen. This isn't just like the 10. This isn't just oh, this was such a great harvest this season, gonna party. No. This is everything is going well, and it's time for you to enjoy that fact. It's time for you to take a vacation, to be able to get the decorations for your home that you've always wanted. You know what I mean? Because everything has worked out. And it's not done yet. You know what I mean? It's just going to keep getting better and better and better. There's so much life surrounding you. All of these seeds these new ideas and such that you have been working on have come to fruition. And it's all working out. And you still have that wildness within you, right? You still have that life within you that longs to soar. And it's time to soar. Okay, fam, what's next? So what are you worried about? We got 2 9s. We have 3 9s on the table. Hopefully you can see that this is a 9 too, eh? I keep cutting them off and I notice them in editing. I'm like, well, shucks. There's something, even though this person is wearing white, right? They're wearing white, which speaks of innocence and purity. So I ask you again, or I guess I didn't ask before, but I'm going to ask you now. What exactly have you been doing wrong? I have a feeling that whatever you tell me, I'm just not going to believe. Right? The 9, the 8, and the 9 of Swords speaks of fears and anxieties and, to put it bluntly, torturing ourselves. You don't belong here, fam. You belong here. And this is not allowed to get in your way anymore. So keep those swords on the wall. Keep them as decor, because you have no one left to fight anymore. The battle's done. It's done. It may be difficult to see that in the 3D right now. Maybe these things have yet to happen in your life. But please be sure that that's true. Please don't stand in your own way with the anxieties. Our minds create our realities. So please, oh, no. Switch it up. Switch it up. Catch yourself in those negative thoughts, and they can exit the building. You can get right on out of here. Alchemize that the way you're capable of doing. Say no. Everything always works out for the best. And this has worked out for the best too. Because we always speak in present, or you know what I mean? When it comes to manifestations and our affirmations, we're not waiting anymore. We're not just looking to the future anymore. We're living it. And when we speak to ourselves in our subconscious and we're doing affirmations and whatever the heck it is, we're speaking in the present. Now. Everything has worked out better than I could have ever hoped. And trust that. What's going to come up underneath judgment? Well, how's that for some balance? Aww. I feel like it coming up underneath this mask card and the way it looks, the way half the face is in darkness. I feel like the fact that it's these two, the King and Queen of Wands, really speaks to me of accepting that dark side. Accepting the balance between light and darkness within you and rising above it into that singularity. Right? They're both sitting on thrones made of gold. And look, the king has a salamander because after everything he has been through, nothing affects him the same. Nothing's taking him down. Nothing is changing his mind. They can listen to others and hear other opinions. And it just, they're not people pleasing anymore. You know what I mean? They had to live through that. They suffered and they evolved. And that is what this reading is about. Your evolution and how beautiful it's meant to be. What's going to come up underneath the Queen of Wands? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Fam, My goodness. All right. Okay. Because why? You have all of the tools, all of the resources you could ever possibly need to pull it off, fam. And anyone telling you differently needs to shut the fuck up or take it to the mirror and deal with themselves for a change instead of trying to bring others down. Thank you. Excuse me. We have the Evil Queen card that came up. So I'm just saying, someone's been putting bullshit into your head that you don't deserve to hear. Maybe this person has liked you being perceived as beneath them, not their equal. And fam, I'm here to tell you, they are not yours. They're not yours. They have their own cookie cutter mold that they're stuck in, and they're very unhappy. How do I know? Because hurt hurts. How would you feel if you were free? You wouldn't be judging and shitting on others, would you? Nah. As above, so below. This person is also wearing white. They are connected to the divine universe and thriving. They understand that their minds create their reality and they are thriving. I love that they're not only below the Queen of Wands, but they're like a connector for these two. Right? Their little L. Gonna go play some chess next. All right, what's coming up underneath this 9? Strength and 8. Boy, howdy. Aww. And they both not only have yellow backgrounds and all this plant. It's like she's wearing the plants. Let's just get a thumbnail going. How about that? Hey, does that look familiar? Or are you laughing at me again because I'm going to change my mind and you know it? We'll see. They both have the infinity symbol above their heads. Life. Now I'm hearing that Tool song. Life feeds on life. Life enables life. Life enables life. Even if you are unable, like me, to have your own children, you're still a creator. You're still enabling life. You're still capable of it. You're still strong enough. All of this experience, everything that you have been through, whether, we would love to have na or na, has made you so powerful and resilient and knowing exactly what you want, what makes your soul purr. Not theirs, yours. Except we care, so we know what makes other people happy too, and that's okay. But your happiness needs to come first now. And when you're happy, you know that you're going to be spreading that everywhere you go. You shine. Let me be the one to tell you. You shine. It glows from you. Your eyes, your voice, your presence. Okay? You're able to not only soothe and help evil queens in their moments or whatever, you've been able to soothe yourself and enable yourself. I love how these 3 cards all kind of have the same type of background, blue, even faded at times, and these 3 cards are yellow AF. Someone's getting a bit annoyed. Someone feels like they're doing all the things. They're doing what they thought they were supposed to be doing. And yet things aren't quite working out. And because of that, it's getting in their way. Let's bring this card back out again. Maybe things aren't happening exactly the way you've been expecting. Right? But fam, you're being reminded that that's okay. Again, we've been coming from this life of people pleasing and, jumping through the hoops, and some people thinking they're special enough to set those hoops on fire. Right? And it's like, well, fine, forget it then. I'm just going to sit here and mind my business, and things are either going to work or they're not. But there's this hand coming from the divine saying, hey, but wait. But wait. So please don't let apathy get the best of you, get the better of you. Remember any kind of behavior, any kind of thought process of the past you that you're letting go of, that was abused and lied to and cheated and traumatized and disrespected, whatever applies for each of us, right? That was then, and this is now. Very interesting to me that these two are coming together. For some, it's just, ugh, when? And for others, it's, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, when? And please don't let it get in the way. Please don't let it stop the magic that really is occurring, okay? You're allowed to be human and have moments and have frustrations and call bullshit. But don't get lost in the sauce, all right? Don't get bogged back down with negative self-talk and depression. That doesn't belong in this chapter of your life. This is the time for you to thrive. What's the epilogue to this story? The moon. A lot has been hidden from you. A lot has felt hidden from you. But at the same time, there's all these sprinkles coming down, right? And those sprinkles are God's name, Yahweh. Whatever you believe in or don't, it's still okay. And there's been a lot of illumination. That thing, that's full AF. So what I want you to remember is how far you have come, right? You're no longer stuck in the mud, in the pond, in the mire. You've come so far. You've earned every single step. And you are not done yet. The unknown and all possibilities can be scary, right? But you need to remember that there are things you've already experienced. They've already played their part. They've already taught you those lessons. Now you have new things to learn, new experiences to have, and they can only happen if you're open to them. Okay? So don't stop. Now is not the time to stop. Nines are not the time to stop. Nines mean you're almost there, and we got 3 nines on the table. And this whole thing, when it comes to the tarot, began with a judgment card. So make sure that you're not the one continuing the sound of that evil queen's voice in your head. Speak to yourself with sweetness and love, okay? Because balance and strength and positivity is what's going to enable your manifestations to finalize, to truly come into fruition, okay? What's on the bottom of the deck? The 4 of Swords. To me, the 4 of Swords is the meditation card, but it's very similar to, oh, my watch died. What do you know? It's very similar to the 8 of Pentacles in the sense of getting all the distractions out of the way. You know what I mean? Like I told you earlier, put the swords up on the wall for decoration now. Because you don't need them anymore. But if there ever comes a moment when you do need to handle some things, you know exactly how to. You have the wisdom gained and the clarity. But now is the time to not use your mind to torture yourself, to not be bored while you wait for things so that it gets in the way of realizing it's right there, being handed to you by the divine. It's time to remember the sound and not lose the ability to hear the sound of your own heartbeat, your own thoughts and opinions, right? Who you are, right? Because that is who's about to thrive. So please don't get in your own way. We are the only ones who can truly hold ourselves back. So please, we're just gonna do that. And what are the extra notes for this reading before my battery dies? Whoopsie. You know what to do. You know what to do. You've been doing all this planning and figuring out. You've been doing all the work, and you've got the strength and resiliency to see it through. You've got this, fam. What's next? There's a backstabber in your midst. Please tell me this is not considered a friend. Some people will keep people around them that they know darn well they can't trust. And my question is, why? Why even allow that energy in? When you're thriving and you know who you are and you know what you deserve, that enables those who are capable of it to come into your life. And you don't accept people who treat you like crap. Like, nope, I'm not putting up with your shit anymore. Get on, go on, get out of here. What's on the bottom of this deck? Wow, fam, wow. Hashtag soon. Well then, I guess that's like, there we go, fam. Please get out of your own way. Aw, fam. Thank you so much for joining me in this tarot reading. I really appreciate the company. This was a beautiful message, and I'm so happy to be able to share it with you. You've got this, fam. No worries. Let go of your fears and doubts and welcome the rest of your life. You deserve it. You so very much deserve it. The Phoenix symbology has come up at least 3 times in this reading. I think it's come up more, considering that we began with the Mask card, okay? You know what to do. Every single point I've made, you already knew, didn't you? Huh? Yeah. Thank you for, for sticking with me throughout the whole reading. Thank you so much. Even if you sped me up, I don't mind. It's cool. I do that sometimes too. There's only so much time in the day, right? And always remember, fam, always, if not forever, that I love you.